A cop. How do you like that, boys? A cop. And we went for it.
Hey everybody, welcome back and welcome to my new subscribers. I'm so excited. I have been doing numerology since the 90s, but I just started this YouTube channel and then I got busy being like super sick and working. Something so boring is working. So I really didn't pay much attention to it as much as I should. I have some questions. Sometimes you have to like fly up above a situation, just looking at it objectively. Question, and did she have an answer for this? January in Colorado Springs, when I was there, I remember it being rather cold. And why was Ganon in the garage with his feet in a position where he could actually get an blood-causing injury? That would lead me to believe he was not wearing shoes, right? So he was either not wearing shoes or he wasn't wearing a protective enough shoe, or he was only wearing socks. To me, that doesn't really make sense as a parent. I don't think I would let my kid be out in the garage. And as just a basic human, I think it would be too cold to be outside with no shoes or not sturdy enough shoes to be able to get a blood-causing injury to your foot. So did she have an answer for that? Because she seemed to have had an answer for everything else. So I'm curious to know on that, because I don't remember her addressing that in her many reasons why everything happened and nothing was her fault. So if anybody has information on that, I just can't imagine. I live in Reno and it's cold enough that I don't go outside and play outside in January with no shoes. So I might run out to my car and then come back going, fuck, it's cold out there. So that's just my experience. Okay, so let's look at Chris Watts versus Letecia. Here's what I think. Like, while she's watching the Chris Watts footage, she's probably doing one of these. Wow, he shouldn't have done that. He shouldn't have said that. If it was me, I would have done this, this, and this, and this. And I seriously think her mind flashed back to him and thought of all the things that he did wrong and how she could do it better. I don't know. I know that's a really crazy thing to say, but she did a back-facing TV interview. Why? So that the body language experts could not come in and see that she was being deceptive. Number one. Chris Watts was really sloppy. It's almost like I think Chris Watts is just developmentally challenged as far as why did he think she wouldn't be missed? You know, he thought he could just go on about his day and then come back and eventually pick up her things and get rid of them. I mean, what was he thinking? Why would he have left her purse, her cell phone, her shoes, everything behind? Just sloppy. And I still think he just gave in so easily. I still think he's covering for Nicole. It's always just kind of been I know I said in the numerology that in my numerology reading for Chris Watts, that she wasn't there. I don't think she was there, but her freaking stories are just BS. Everything about her is BS. So she was a manipulator. She got what she wanted. And then he just took the fall. I just feel like he took the fall so easily. And when you see his body language in court, when they're sentencing him, he's like this. And he's sucking his lip in because there's something he's not saying. He's holding something back and there's something he's not saying. And he still thought she was going to come back around. I don't know. There's just something way more to that story and it still really bothers me. But I moved on past that one. But I seriously think that she looked at that Chris Watts case. What the hell is going on in Colorado, by the way? She looked at that case and she thought, well, I have to make sure that I cover for this, 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 and this, because I'm not going to be sloppy like him because he got caught the first day, right? But yet when in doing that, it made her look super, super guilty. What a crazy bitch. So first of all, let's make sure that we can't get anybody looking at body language. But what about just the most obvious things? Why would there be blood from Saturday in January in the garage? Why would he be out in the garage working in the garage for any extended length of time with no shoes on? So if you have to bandage up your foot and you'd be wearing sturdy enough shoes in January to not create a blood-causing injury, right? Am I crazy? I might be crazy. Yeah. Here's something else. Now, where Leticia differs from Chris Watts. Leticia is a full-blown narcissist, possible sociopath. They say that Chris Watts was a covert narcissist. And I don't know what I know about narcissists since I've dated so many. When you're a pathological liar, like she is, at some point they begin to believe their own lies because they've told it so many times that they've actually convinced their subconscious that this is the truth. And my concern is that the further that they go into convincing themselves that that lie is the truth, the more that their body doesn't even react when they tell these lies. I refer to him as my dead ex-boyfriend. He would tell this story, just one lie compounded onto another. I mean, it came out that, by the time that the original story happened, and then I would hear what he had built it up to, it went from here to here. It was crazy. And she's been doing this her whole life. This is why I say that I feel that she faked her teaching credentials, because she said she had a doctorate, or she was getting her doctorate. The bitch can't even speak English. I mean, she's like, what did she say about the carpet? Something like, we have to sell the couch to replace the carpet so the lady don't be mad at us. He was taking pills because he had constipation and diarrhea. Which one is it? You don't have constipation and diarrhea. And also another question. Sorry, I tangent. If he's on a medication that he takes for constipation and diarrhea, so he missed school that day because he was afraid he'd have an accident. Well, if he was always on that medication, then why didn't he miss school every single day? So this is not an educated woman. This isn't a woman who has her freaking doctorate. She has been bullshitting her way through life. And like I said, because she's got all those threes are communicators. Threes, when it's worked in the positive, threes can be very psychic. They are your artists, your singers, your writers, anybody who does anything creative, the healers. But they're also actors, but they're also your biggest manipulators as far as they can stretch the truth really, really well. I used to date a guy that could lie like nobody's business. So believable, and it was disturbing to me to watch him lie to the degree that he could lie, because I'm like, wow, yeah, that was a really good lie you just told. That was a very engaging story. However, I know it's bullshit. Yeah, it's alarming. It's alarming when you hear somebody who can lie that well and with such facility that they can pull off some shit, and you're like, wow, I wonder what you're saying to me. So this chick has created this story, and it's so funny how all of her teaching jobs seem to fall through, and then she has this excuse for that. Well, it was because of this and this and this. So she got turned down for a teaching job 3 days before, and they think that triggered her. I think that she's just getting found out. It's like the closer that she comes to being revealed, and like I said, she's in her life lesson this year, the closer she comes to being revealed, the more that her outer mask is starting to crumble, and she's going to have to face the reality of who she is. You can't get away with this for any length of time. And what's really funny is that Chris Watts is a master number 44, and she's a master number 33, and master numbers come with a huge amount of responsibility. And when you work them in the positive, they have great rewards. But I'll tell you what, when people don't work them in the positive, they can be really crazy people. So Chris Watts, I think, suffered from arrested development. He just didn't think very clearly. And then this bitch thinks too much. She just thought that she could just weave this tale and cover every base and not realize that guilty people need to create stories. Innocent people don't create stories, right? I mean, why would you need to come up with an alibi if you're innocent? You're blindsided when something bad happens. When you're innocent, you're blindsided. You're distraught. You're, oh my God, what happened? You know, you're not, oh, well, this happened because of this and this and this. And you don't have a story for everything. You're like, your brain is just like blown. Your mind's blown. You're trying to process everything that just happened. This is just, people, I don't know how these people can like be, oh, she's innocent till proven guilty, and I don't believe that she could ever do something like this. How could you not believe that she could do this? And why is she covering her tracks so much? Only guilty people cover their tracks, honestly, or paranoid people cover their tracks like this. So why is she so fucking paranoid? I don't get it. Actually, yes, I do get it. I absolutely get it. So it's kind of interesting how we're comparing these two people, maybe because they're both in Colorado and similar stories, but there's way too much, and she's got an answer for everything. And first of all, 2x4s don't fly out of people's cars. They don't end up out in another county. You don't go with a sick kid in a car who's possibly gonna have diarrhea / constipation in your car. No, none of these things happen. So I don't know why she thought she was smarter than everybody, but honestly, I feel bad for Al, because she's going to pull out all the stops. She's going to throw his father under the bus. She's going to throw his past under the bus. She's going to throw anything she can pull out, she's going to do it. Because she's so narcissistic, I don't know if she'd be a suicide risk. Just like Jeffrey Epstein was not a suicide risk. He actually thought he could get away with that because of his connections. So, yeah. Here's the deal with them. They're so egotistical, and they've been lying to themselves for so many years that they're so wonderful and they're so great. And with her, she uses her sexuality to reel people in, which is what I think Al is having such a hard time with. I've got Al's full name, but I don't have his birthday. So if anybody has his birthday, please send it my way. But his path of destiny is a 70, and that 7 is just, it can be such a betrayal number. And he got suckered. But without knowing his life lesson number, which I really, really want, I really need his birthday. I'd be interested to know what that combination was, because you can tell that he's just in shock that he could have been taken by this girl. But she's a manipulator, and a sociopath. So they can do some really interesting things when they set their mind to a goal. And the fact that she was looking to either branch out to, the fact that she was looking for a flight attendant job in Miami means that she was planning on moving on anyway. I think this was something that was an unfortunate happening for her. She snapped. She knew she couldn't get out of it, and she couldn't own up to it, which I think, depending on the injury that she caused him, owning up to it might have been better than what she did now, because now she's got a murder charge, which is really stupid. So I am finding some of these people these parents have just gone off the fucking rails. And most of it is just because they're not developed in their brain. These babies that have babies and they're not ready for it. And then this woman, she was just all about herself. She just only cared about herself. So I hope Harley comes to the party. I think Harley actually cared about that, about Ganon, but this chick, she didn't give a shit about anybody but herself. So anyways, those are my thoughts. I'm thinking out loud, and I'd like to know your guys' thoughts on that as well. I mean, did she have an answer for the why Ganon wasn't wearing shoes? And can you tell me how you have both diarrhea and constipation at the same time? Because I certainly have never experienced that. I've either had one or the other, you know. Anyway, this is so sad. And if anybody can get me Al's date of birth, month, day, year, I'd appreciate it. I know that Landon, I know I think she's either born April 10th or April 11th, but I don't have her year. I don't know how old she is. So yeah, I work off of exact numbers. I need exact birth dates. I need not, I think it's this or that, because that doesn't work. It's a really exacting science. And I also need full name at birth like it is on your birth certificate. So when you ever hear the stories about someone who pre-planned the name of their child, and then the child is born and they looked at the baby and they're like, this baby doesn't look like that name, and they change the name once the baby arrives, there's a reason for that. The name that's on the birth certificate is the name that they came in with, and that's the experience that they came here to have. Trust me on this. So anyways, anybody that can get me any of that information, love it. Keep the comments coming, and I appreciate you guys. We'll talk soon.